guys, what's up? It's Kat here. Thank you so much for coming back and joining me for part 2 of our review of Star Wars Visions. This one will include my thoughts and initial reactions to episodes 4 through 6, and that's literally all I've got to say in terms of an intro, so without further ado, let's just jump right into it. But you guys know where we left off. After episodes 1 through 3, I was so stoked to just keep watching. I really was like so upset that I had to go to sleep and that I couldn't make it. I started fresh today and watched the next 3 episodes, and I am just gonna jump right into it. But I mean, this show is just it's just blowing my expectations out of the water, and I know I said that like 50 times in last night's review. But it's true. The breadth of the content, the continually phenomenal score, the new storylines, the characters, truly everything about this so far I feel like has just been so well done, and I truly hope, based on some of the awesome reviews that I am seeing on Twitter and online, that the creators and the studios, the anime team and production will see that it's been well received and Disney Plus will renew it for another season or multiple, because I truly I want more. And I haven't even finished the first 9 episodes yet of season 1. I can't get enough of it. I really just think that this idea is so perfect. With that, let's go into episodes 4 through 6, because some of these I have been seeing online that I believe it is episode 5 that has been a lot of people's favorites. So of course we will be discussing all of these, starting with episode 4, The Village Bride. Honestly, that's a very interesting name. I liked that. I saw that and I was like super intrigued about what it could potentially be about, because that does not sound like an inherently Star Wars themed title. Perhaps it was because this episode in particular, I think so far out of all of them, has felt the least like a literal translation from the Star Wars universe, if that makes sense. For example, episode 3, The Twins, felt very much in relation to Star Wars, had a lot of allusions to classic original trilogy content. It very much felt like it fit in with the Star Wars universe, whereas this episode kind of started off, and it honestly could have been from any other show. It didn't even need to inherently be Star Wars related, and so I was a bit confused at first, like what is going on here? But it was still good. I want to stress that it's not a bad thing. It took me a little bit more to get into like what's happening, what is the context, and I also feel like that is in part due to the fact that this episode also, I think so far out of all of them, has felt the most like we are jumping into the middle of a story here. The other first 3 kind of felt like a very start and stop, like a beginning, middle, and end, whereas this one I felt like we were just like jumping right into a storyline and they put the pieces together as it went along. But out of the first 4 episodes, this 4th one definitely felt the most that it could function on its own and not necessarily be Star Wars related. But I loved seeing the way that they integrated Star Wars, and specifically seeing, a new side to the way in which people interpret the forest, this village here, these townspeople, the way that they are in tune with nature, and their planet seems to be very much in line with how they view the force as kind of a synonymous relationship there, which was kind of interesting. And I feel like we don't get that many examples of how non-Jedi people interpret or utilize or connect with the Force. So that was really cool to see that for them it's very much rooted in their relationship with their environment. I did really love the animation of this one. I loved the color palettes, the setting for this planet that they were on, just the beautiful scenery. It felt very different in terms of planets that we have seen so far in Star Wars. I mean, we've obviously seen kind of woodland, foresty planets, but I don't know, this one had a different feel with the waterfall. It felt a little more just like, I don't know, tropical, kind of like a paradise almost. I liked this prospect here of a Jedi on the run, but that was very cool. Her reveal there at the end, I had chills. My god, the music in this, I don't even know how many times I can say this before it starts to lose value, me just constantly repeating the music is effing awesome. I need to find other ways of explaining just how phenomenal the music is. I don't know, I'm also just very drawn to like that high stakes, epic, orchestral. I personally am drawn to that style of music in the first place, so maybe that's a reason why I think it's just so beautiful and epic and amazing. I just had mega chills, like specifically when she revealed herself as a Jedi and was kind of stepping in there to save these villagers that, you know, she was still kind of strangers to, but that was an epic moment. And the music during that scene and the showdown that ensued was just, I had chills. But yes, I just liked how different this one was. That is kind of one aspect of this show that I was curious to see, like different interpretations, how much they would deviate from the typical aesthetic and vibes of Star Wars, but still including it within the universe. Brought in something different. That's what I wanted. I wanted to see different vibes. Alrighty, moving on to episode 5, The Ninth Jedi. This is the one that I had seen a lot of buzz about on Twitter, and so far everyone that I've heard from has been saying, I think some of you guys even have commented that this one was your favorite by far out of all of the episodes, and so I was excited going into this one, and it was certainly lit. This episode like packed a punch. I don't know what or how they are doing it to make these episodes feel longer than they are in a good way. These episodes do not go by in the blink of an eye. I literally don't know how they do it, and they just have so much weight to them. I don't even know how I'm explaining this, but I don't know. I'm probably going on and fixating on this too much. I really want to just reiterate that, like, I think so far this show has done a phenomenal job of not in any way, shape, or form being hindered by the fact that the episodes might not be an hour long. There's not a lack of epicness is what I am trying to say, and this I think also has been the longest episode in terms of duration so far, so there was more time to feel a little bit more invested and develop the characters, develop a more significant conflict at hand, have a little bit of an arc there with a plot twist. So I really enjoyed that plot twist of the alleged Jedi turning into Sith acolytes, and it's honestly so funny because as I was watching the episode I was looking at this man's and I was like, yo, that is the most Jedi looking dude I've ever seen. I hope good things happen for him. And boy was I wrong. I enjoyed that, and I wonder if that could potentially be a little bit of a taste of what the Acolyte series could be like, because they did say that they are acolytes of the Sith, and they have like signed themselves over to the dark side, like they are bound to the Sith they were mentioning. So I wonder if this could be, I don't know, just a little bit of a tease of what that series could be like, or the premise of Sith pupils intercepting the efforts to reunite and rebuild the Jedi Order, and Sith going in their place instead and replacing them and sabotaging those plans. That could be cool. I really liked it in this episode, but it was also interesting there seeing that one character at the end, I didn't get his name, the super tall dude, changed his mind and was, you know, engaged in lightsaber combat, and then just like stopped when they told him to, and he said, I was consumed by their darkness. I don't know, I feel like there could be some elaboration on a character like that in the Acolyte show. This episode had a great pace. Again, it felt longer than 20 minutes, but even within that short span of time, they were able to really develop Kara's character, and she was super likable and adorable. I would totally watch an entire series dedicated to her. She seems to have a very cool backstory. I mean, she's literally like chilling with her dad who makes lightsabers for a living, and she's like pals with this Jedi dude since she was born. And I also just loved the new concepts that we haven't really seen yet, at least in the film canon. Lightsaber capabilities, such as a lightsaber not necessarily being fully ignited or fully saturated and glowing in color if the Jedi wielding it is not necessarily fully in tune with their connection to the Force just yet. Like, I thought that was a super neat idea. Like, the saber develops as the Jedi develops and as they hone their skills, and they don't get the pure full ignition of their blade if they're not fully ready or trained, or if they have not fully connected to the Force. Force. That was really interesting, and interesting to see that how the blade just changes colors as it gets tossed from like one of the Sith acolytes to the Jedi dude. It goes from red to green depending on who's holding it. Another really interesting idea there. So I liked the new kind of lore that this episode introduced in terms of the connection between a Jedi to their lightsaber. That was just really cool. The animation in this episode was awesome. I loved it. It was super great with combat scenes, lots of good combat in this episode, which I liked. But yes, this 5th episode here, I can see why this is like the majority fan favorite from just what I'm seeing. I'm not trying to speak broadly or anything like that, but this episode was great, and I would truly watch again a full-blown series of Kara's character, or again hoping that the Acolyte series taps into a plotline similar to this, of the Sith trying to intercept and sabotage and hunt down Jedi and trying to trick them and betray them and pretend to be Jedi in order to find other ones, and survivors trying to reunite with Jedi. So hoping that we get to see more content like that in the future. And with that, let us go into our 3rd and final episode for this review. Episode 6, TOB1. But honestly, okay, I was just like saying his name in my head as Toby the entire time because I was like, oh, that's cute. TOB1, Toby. When his master finally called him Toby in the end there during his meditation, I was like, let's go. He's achieved his final form. But yeah, at first I was very confused by the situation in this episode. Toby and the professor, it's a very like Geppetto Pinocchio type situation. No, I loved how cute and initially lighthearted this episode was, and I thought it was interesting how similar of a character TOB1 is to young Anakin. I don't know, I just felt like they had very similar aspirations. You know, they're kind of working in a shop for this dude, and they're just always kind of dreaming of something else or imagining what the galaxy is like or what life is like outside of their workshop. Like I said, I thought this episode was initially like I was just like, aw, this is a good change of pace, cute, lighthearted. They've got a good balance here of like super intense, violent, sometimes dark episodes, and then they shake it up with this cute little story of a droid here. But nope, then they have an Inquisitor show up, and I was like, oh, okay, change of pace, change of tone. But yeah, I was not expecting that episode to take that kind of turn, but it was really sad. Like, again, this episode I think was the shortest one of them all. It was like 13 minutes. I was invested in Toby by the end, and I was like sad when his professor got killed. So I don't know how they were able to do it. I don't know, again, if it's just because it's Star Wars. I was upset for Toby when his master died, and when he sacrificed himself for him, I felt that in my heart. Again, though, maybe that's just the fact that we've seen that's a familiar premise in Star Wars, you know, Jedi Masters protecting their Padawans. Maybe that's why I felt so moved by it. But whatever they're doing to milk as much as they possibly can out of these 15-minute or less, in this case, episodes, they're doing a great job. When Toby had his little Jedi minute of meditation there as he's getting ready to take down the Inquisitor, and he sees the ghost of his professor. And that was also interesting because we have seen Jedi meditate, but have we seen anything really like that with the kind of Avatar-esque meditation where they can like speak to their, I guess, the Force ghost of their mentor, their master? I don't know. It was cute. I liked it. I felt something. And I really loved the techno-themed soundtrack in this episode. I guess it makes sense since it's about this professor who has all these kinds of droids and technology walking around his place. So how can I say this? The soundtrack just continues to be one of my favorite parts of the show, but I have so many favorite parts of all of these episodes that it's like the soundtrack being as phenomenal as it is just what seals the deal. It is like the icing on an already perfectly decadent cake. I don't even know. Okay, you know what? I'm not filming at 1 a.m. this time, but I might as well be the way I'm talking right now. I mean, it's midnight, so we're close enough. But yes, that was my review for these latest 3 episodes. I think if I would have to pick my favorite out of them, I don't know. I love them all. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I initially thought that I wasn't gonna be that big of a fan of episode 6 because it was a little bit more playful, but then it had quite the plot twist, and I really felt connected to Toby for some reason. So I I don't know. I mean, episode 4 was really great. I need to just rewatch all of these, to be honest. I did watch all of these in English, again, except for episode 6, so I need to go back and do the vice versa for each episode and rewatch all of them. So episode 4 was really flipping epic. But again, episode 5 was also great. I don't know, okay? But that is a good problem to have, certainly, that I can't choose between any of these episodes, which one I love more. Stay tuned for our last review of episodes 7 through 9. Thank you guys as always so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of these middle 3 episodes. Here, if you have finished the whole show, what are your thoughts? Spoiler free, please, because I still have the final 3 to watch. But let me know how you have been enjoying the show so far and which episode has been your favorite. I hope you guys are doing so well as always. Thank you so much for watching. May the Force be with you guys always. And I will see you guys again very, very soon. Bye, guys.